Welcome to episode 18. Last time, a whole bunch of crazy stuff happened. We went from far inland to the sea and then down beneath the waves, clear to the merfolk city. No one from the old outskirts, the suburbs, whatever they were, came with you. So you're here standing before everyone in this city that came to greet you. You just came up through what looks like a swimming pool, but it was connected to the outside, and here you are being stared at. The first person looks at you very almost angrily and says, "Who are you? What do you want?"
Dane raises his hand and says, "We mean you no harm. We are here on a mission of utmost importance, and take us to your leader."
Smooth, real
A
smooth.
merfolk from the back takes 2 steps forward.
I am the highest authority able to meet with you at this time.
All right, we are here to save the world.
You get a very confused expression.
Okay.
The
What does
old
that
one-
have to do?
the old ones are back. They are coming back. We need to take care of them, but in order to do that, we need an artifact that is in the sea, and we were told that you could help us with that.
Oh, someone said we would just help you out of the kindness of our hearts. You do know that your people have not exactly been kind to my people. I don't see a particular reason to want to help you, and I don't see any threats from the old ones because they will just wipe your people out and make the surface safe for us again.
What, you don't think they're not going to turn their attention to you after they take care of us?
We're pretty far down here. I think we can weather any storm that will affect the surface. We have the Great Leviathan protecting us.
How very optimistic of you.
Well, we have survived here for millennia.
Crystals, crystals.
We do have some crystals that might help.
Oh, you're here to trade.
Yes, if you are amenable to that.
What is it you have brought?
Dane reaches into his bag and takes out some of the crystals that we mined.
The leader's eyes get big and looks over to their right and says,
Check that immediately.
you see a shorter, rather, I guess, nerdy looking merfolk go over and start examining your crystals. Looking very carefully, using a... Yeah, nerd folk. Using a eyepiece, checking them out, and you see a nod from it going back to the others. And the leader says,
Interesting. You must understand we're not sure how to deal with visitors. No one has come here in generations. If
And
you don't...
oh, go ahead.
I said, I can understand that.
Yes, so we should like to make sure that you are not dangerous, but we appreciate what you have brought. Please, come with me.
And we follow.
You follow? Okay. So the leader goes into a hallway and the door closes behind you and then stops and says,
I must meet with each of you individually. You must be checked out by our medical staff. We have to make sure that there are no risks to the general population from you being here. Please, go with each of these guards.
All right.
all right. So
I get to
each
do
guard,
it alone.
you get to be what?
Castors will be unsupervised.
Yes. So you guys follow the guards. They take you first as a group of 4 and then split you into 2. Each of you go through kind of a control room looking thing and then down a hallway in 2 separate groups. and then each of you is again separated. So each of you ends up in your own separate room.
Okay.
The guards leave with a nod and a inquisitive eye and close the doors behind them. You are sitting in these rooms that are rather bleak. There's not really anything for decoration. The walls are smooth. There are no windows. There is a single door and some kind of round looking, almost like someone's eyeglass, like a monocle, sitting up in the corner.
Okay.
There is a table, small, maybe 4 feet wide, 2 feet across, and 2 chairs, one on each side.
Mm.
And each of us are in these rooms alone, like separate from each other?
Yes.
An interrogation room with a camera.
Sure. Alright.
Well,
Okay.
I'll just sit down on one of the chairs and wait.
Right on.
Catherine's in his room will examine the monocle thing.
All right. As you get close, you see your reflection in it.
Ain't that fun? No,
After.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh,
There's
go ahead.
nothing-
I wanted to just give you guys a chance to do whatever you're going to do.
There's nothing really anything else of interest, so I guess we'll just sit in a chair and pet Jeremy.
What's Alpha gonna do?
Alpha is very confused by this because he doesn't understand what a medical examination would have to deal with him.
He's gonna find out real quick.
Well, let's just go through this. Let's start with Dane. After a few minutes, a merfolk comes through the door that you hadn't seen before. Not one of the group. He's obviously nervous, but sits down and says,
Hello. I'd just like to have a chat with you for a minute. Make sure you're doing well. I'm very fascinated. We never expected to see a dwarf here. We hear you like being underground, but being underwater sounds, well, just very out of place for you. How are you doing with all of this?
Well, as long as I can manage to stay dry, I'm doing fine.
Ah, yes, I have been told that people from the surface do not like the water. That's good to know. So, tell us about that ship you brought here. Where did you get it?
Your Outlands.
Our Outlands. Interesting. We don't have Outlands, so this is fascinating because it is our technology. It's very old version of our technology, but it is ours.
That's where we got it from. Is someone helped us? They basically brought it back to life and shoved us in and sent us here.
Interesting. And how did they bring it to life? Where did they get the power to do this?
We gave it to them.
Oh, so you have the power. Interesting.
Yeah, well, no, because we gave it to them. They have it now.
Yes, but the fact that you were able to achieve a compatible power source with our technology is extremely noteworthy. Thank you.
Well, it is your power. It was your power source originally.
this stops him suddenly, and he looks up.
How could that be?
You used to have a research facility in the desert.
His
On
eyes
land.
get his eyes get very big, and he says,
Excuse me for a minute. I have to go.
and he runs out the door. So let's switch over now to Ray, and you get someone that comes in again after just a few minutes, and this is a more feminine looking, a smaller individual, maybe half the size of most of the larger guards that you've seen. And she comes in and
Well, Hello there. I specifically requested to speak with you. Are you an elf?
I am indeed.
Ah. Oh, fascinating. I always heard that elves stayed to the trees. I never expected to see one come into the water. This is truly amazing.
I said I go wherever my work takes me.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you got I got some weird cutouts on your end. Sorry.
Mumble, you're wonderful for conversation.
Yeah. This.
Oh, yes, I totally understand. Yes, the stories of your people and how my people used to work with you. It's I grew up with them. I thought they were legends, and you're here. You're actually here. This just proves everything is right. Everything I've said. There is hope. Thank you. Um, this is amazing. An elf. Oh, you just
Shell, she's just giddy the fact that you're here.
Yes, I'm flattered.
Right on. All right. Well, we'll switch over. And then Casros, your door opens and a tall, skinny, very masculine-looking guy walks into the room and walks over to the table, slaps would be a good something like a clamshell down on the table. Says,
So, trying to get home, demon? You found your way down deep to the earth, but guess what? We quelch fires here.
Ah, so I got the merman bigot. Got it. Alright. I was gonna kind of blink up at him and just, like, speak infernal. Just sorry, don't speak common, as I say in infernal.
good one. He just looks at you, says,
Oh, you think your little tricks are gonna work here? Ha! You're nothing. You're not gonna scare me with any of that crap. Your friends are confessing everything. Now, you can make things a lot easier on yourself. Do as we all expect you to do. Betray them. Tell us how you got our tech to work. Tell us how you got here.
I'm gonna rephrase what I said in infernal, but this time say, sorry, I don't speak a-hole. But still infernal. I don't feel like telling this guy anything.
He looks over at the lens on the wall and then back to you. And let's see. He goes,
Oh, we'll get you to talk. Trust me, we have ways.
and he
I'm gonna break out of common really quick and just say, okay, but you just, break out in common really quick and just say, okay, but you just said all of my companions are confessing, so why on earth should I have to also confess if you're getting everybody else to confess anyways?
he just smiles and he says,
Oh, you demons. So easy to manipulate. Tell me, if we get you wet, do you make steam or do you drown?
I mean, I guess this depends on the proportion of water. I mean, what kind of question is that?
he just laughs and walks out the door, and you notice a single drip of water fall from the ceiling and hit the middle of the table.
Hmm. Why did I get the violent merman interrogator?
You're a tiefling.
Yes,
You're the only one that's a tiefling.
You get the bigoted response because you're a tiefling.
Well.
Anyway, then the last so the alpha, you're sitting there, I'm assuming just unmoving at the chair, or are you standing?
Sitting down, tinkering with something. Perpetually
Okay.
tinkering.
All right. Well, you have two guys actually walk in, and they're a little smaller, a little mousy, and one of them walks around you and is just staring at you intently, looking over every inch of you. The other one stays on the far side and just asks, "Are are you alive?"
Alpha stops tinkering and just looks up. That is a very good question. What is alive? Can you define this?
Well, it's hard to define precisely, but like you don't seem to be any of the races we know about. You seem to be something completely different.
Alpha just looks back and says, You are different than what I know about. Does that make you any less valid?
No, no, certainly not. But I'm interested in studying you. And at this point, you feel behind you the companion like feel down your spine, like touch you and try to like feel for a switch or something.
Right. Alpha just kind of turns his head and says, You know, it is simpler ways to find out how to be more productive. Have you heard of the word of God?
And the guy jumps back because you just sat there and basically turned your head like an owl. And the first guy in the front says, "Oh, yes, yes, we certainly have. But I'm curious. Is it possible to study individual parts of you? Like, for example, could you say remove an arm for me to look at more closely?"
Alpha turns his head back around and says, Oh, I do not know. Can you detach your arm? Shall we attempt to
Uh,
see?
No, no, look, see, and he reaches up and grabs his arm and kind of gives the yank and says, "See, mine doesn't come off. It's part of a. See, I'm like a biological machine, so I can't remove them without damage. But you seem to be something synthetic, like you could just swap parts out. Is that the case?"
Alpha says, Well, yes and no. He gestures to like the wood integrated into his body and says, I am also part biological. And I suppose you could swap things, much like you flesh bags would consume something or don additional pieces of covering for protection. And then Alpha like just kind of stops for a second and looks and says, Tell me, do your babies explode down here as well?
Yeah, he is taken aback for a moment, and he says, "No, I've never heard of such a thing. Merfolk don't have exploding babies."
Alpha says, Fascinating, and takes a notepad out of his bag and starts scribbling down notes.
Awesome.
And then
So, go
perks
ahead.
back up and says, So, tell me, I am very curious about this. You said this is a medical examination. May I ask what aspect of your inquiry involves medicine?
Well, we keep a catalog of all species, organisms, etc., that come here, and since we've never seen anything like you, we have to first determine what you are and then take all of our notes to figure out how to, say, treat you if you have a problem.
Fascinating. And you,
Like, if we prick you, do you bleed?
Alpha says, No, but this is a fascinating approach. So, your people disassemble whatever visitors you have to see if you need to further disassemble for, like, future
Not
visitors.
quite, but that is one way to look at it.
Do you or do you not wish to disassemble me?
We would only wish to disassemble you if you were artificial, so that we could study how better to make more like you.
Ah, but you are aware of the word of God. So, if you are aware of the word of God, how do you not wish to pursue that path instead? Would this not bring greater glory to yourself and your future abilities?
Yes, exactly. That's why we wish to disassemble you, so we may use this Gond to inform us on how to make a better you.
He just kind of glosses over the disassemble aspect. Says, Fascinating. Then I can help you with that. And he pulls out a Gandhian prayer book and starts preaching to them. Like, since you are aware, I can skip over the beginning of the prayers, so we can go straight to the glories. How to best approach this.
All right, as you start chanting, the two of them go into the corner and kind of talk to each other, and you hear him say, we'll be right back. Excuse us for a moment." And they make their way out the door.
Poor Alpha is so sad that his converts are leaving him.
So after a few more minutes, all of a sudden, you hear and then again, and the lights start to flicker, and then all of a sudden go out, and you notice that your doors all of a sudden kind of pop and are ajar.
The door is ajar?
Yep.
I thought the door was a door.
No, the door is ajar.
What trickery is this?
It's magic.
So literal.
If you ever have a question
So-
like that, remember, a wizard did it.
All right.
Well, I guess Dane is going to cautiously poke his head out into the hallway to kind of get an idea of what's going on.
You poke your head out and you don't see anyone. You just see a dark hallway. Well, dimly lit, but generally dark hallway.
Okay. I guess he's going to try and find his companions.
As you look down the hallway from where you're at, say looking to the right, you would see another door pop slightly open, and to your left, the hallway heading out towards the room you remember coming through to get here.
The other ajar door.
All right. You swing it open, and you find Ray sitting at the table.
Long time no see.
Well, we saw each other a few minutes ago.
It's been like an hour or so.
Alrighty, well, still not that long of a time.
It was a joke, Ray. It was a joke. Come on, let's go see if we can find our other companions, because something weird is happening.
Alrighty.
Yeah, you start making your way down the hall. I'm going to check in on the others really quick. So, Castros and Alpha, what are you up to?
Well, was it just one drop of water, or were they trying to fill my room up with water to kill me?
The water drops have increased. There was just one as he walked out, and now it's increasing and dripping.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna hear the booms, and I'm just gonna be like, well, screw this. I guess if they left me alone, I can leave the room. So he's gonna go to his door and leave, unless they locked it.
Nope. They did not. Well, the door popped open. So all your guys' doors popped open.
Well, well, yeah, screw this. I'm leaving. I'm not gonna wait here to be watered.
You're not a plant.
Exactly. I don't want to be watered.
All right.
I don't know.
Also,
They're really racist. Like, I even had to like look in the book. Like,
Whoa. Wait, you had to look in the book about what?
I was looking in the book. I was like, do tieflings are they really susceptible to water? No, there's a bunch of racists.
Yeah, they are. That was the point.
Yeah. I'm just like,
what did you say, Alex?
Sorry, Alpha, meantime, is wandering around looking for a light source because these two merfolk obviously want to learn the word of Gond, but it became dark, so it's difficult for him to read.
But you see a slight glowing coming from the partially open door.
He goes towards the slight glowing to see if he can get a better light source to better spread the word of Gond.
Well, your spirits are lightened as you poke your head out and find Castros.
Oh, Castros, do you know where a light source is?
I can make one.
Oh, fantastic. We must be able to better read the writings of Gond.
Yep. So, Castros will cast Produce Flame for Alpha, because why not? It's just a cantrip.
Oh, thank you very much. Now, let us go find these new acolytes who wish to hear more of the glory of Gond.
And this will be fun if any merfolks, like, bigot sees me. I'm just gonna be holding fire. What are you gonna do now, huh? And I can chuck it at you if you make a racist comment about me.
Awesome. I like how
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Okay, I guess you can see down the hallway to the place you came through to get in here. So, are you going that way?
I suppose so. Nowhere else to go.
Okay, so I can kind of do both of you guys at the same time. So the rooms that each of you enter respectively in your pairs look identical. They are a small like entrance room. There's a door on each side. They're obviously a place where, like, when you're coming in to interrogate someone, you can leave anything that might be a weapon or a device or whatever. There's some scanning equipment here. Looks like medical devices. There's one in the corner that it's got a big button on it that says test, and there's a door that goes out to the, let's just call it the west side if you came in the east side.
Any sign of Dane or Ray at this point?
No, you guys
Well,
are in identical rooms, just not together.
Got it. Oh, might as well continue on.
Okay. Everyone doing the same?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to check, make sure you didn't decide to push the test button or something. Okay.
I can totally see Castro's doing that, but
I don't want to take tests. Tests are a waste of time. I already know how smart I am.
Okay, you continue through that door to a tunnel. So for each of you, you go through and you turn into that tunnel, and you see that tunnel opens up into a large room. There's, if let's say, like, one pair of you is on the south side looking north, the other pair is on the north side looking south. You see each other across the berth of the room, and as you move closer to each other, you see to the right a bunch of merfolk frantically in front of pedestals, hitting what looks like buttons, and different things are being displayed up in front of them. They look like pieces of glass. It's very similar to those black mirrors you saw before, but they're displaying images from around the city. As you look to the other end of the room, you see where some girders have come down and fallen in. One of them has run a merfolk through. Two other merfolk are trying to help that one. And yeah, then there's more columns and stuff on display back at that end of the room.
okay.
Seems like they're in panic mode.
So, is there anything on the screens that are what kind of letting us know what has them in such a tizzy?
Most of what, if you go and you look at the closer ones, you see a lot of damage, what looks like damage reports from around the city. There you see things that say, like, on one screen, it says a sector and then a number, and it says like 41 casualties, no fatalities. And then another one says like 63 casualties, 22 fatalities. And then another one has some more numbers, etc. And then to the backside, as you kind of look there, you can't see it as well. But as you get closer into the room, you can see that's where there's other tunnels that go out of this room. And on those, there's bright flashes of light. And coinciding with two of those flashes, you feel a great rumble. And everyone needs to make a quick Constitution saving throw.
Constitution. Castro's got 19. Ray got a 3.
Kane got a 6.
Alpha?
Sorry, had to unmute myself. Alpha got a nat 20.
Oh, geez.
Very nice.
So Alpha and Castros, yeah, Alpha has no problem whatsoever. Castros, no problem. You're fine. You're just like, oh, that was nothing. Or actually, you're with Alpha, so maybe the two of you just had the side that you're fine. And on the other side, so Dane, you get knocked prone, basically knocked off your feet backwards, and Ray, you both get knocked prone, and a girder breaks free and falls down onto you.
On to just Ray, or
Just
Or-
Ray, because
Ray.
the cutoff on that was 5, so of course
Oh,
Ray got hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry.
So does
Hey,
that
at
mean
least
she-
at least it wasn't a nat 1. That would have been a poison girder. So
Rusty girder.
sorry, Alex was talking. What'd you say?
So I guess she's pinned them.
Yes, she's pinned.
Is she taking any damage from this girder?
Let's see. Oh, yes. I was just rolling in a d20 to see where I ended up, and yeah, the girder got a nat 20. Sorry, but it's only gonna be 4 damage.
All right. So Dane waves Alpha forward and says, "Alpha, come here and help me. We gotta try and get this girder off of Ray."
So Alpha is on the other side of the room from you.
I know. That's why I yelled at him.
Okay.
Okay. Just like basically in 2 skips, this vroom, vroom, boom.
All right, Alpha jumps across super fast. No one even notices. And let's see. Castos was with you. Castos, are you staying in that tunnel?
Well, I might as well follow Alpha into the room. No point in me being alone.
All right, you follow Alpha in the room, and you catch the attention of a guard.
Do I now?
Yep. So here, let's deal with the others before we resolve that. So, all right, Alpha, you land over next to Dane and the girder. Dane, you've got to get up. I guess you got up and you waved Alpha. So, what do you guys do?
We'll try and lift the girder off of Ray.
All right, so both of you can do a strength check together.
You gotta be kidding me. So that is an 11.
That's not terrible. You got a little help from your
Alpha
friends.
got a dirty 20.
And yeah, so that's
No, sorry, not 20, 18.
18. Well, so still you beat a 25, which is great together. So you guys are able to struggle, but you lift it off.
Cool. So get up then. And then.
All right. And then as you're getting up, the guard that saw Ray walks over. Or not Ray, Castros. Sorry, I forgot who was where. Reaches over and grabs Castros and is like,
Hey, what are you doing here?
Why did you stop me?
He saw you. So
Oh my
far,
God.
you're
Yeah.
the one- you do tend to stand out amongst them. I guess.
Especially since
and
I'm
Alpha
holding
moved like lightning.
fire.
Yeah, you're holding a bell of fire. You're a tiefling. I mean, there's a whole bunch going on, and you literally look like a demon.
Oh, duh. I don't get this kind of beat bull crap from upward societies, not recently anyways. But anyway, I guess he'll just look at him and just be like, "Well, what's going on then? Like, we were left alone in rooms and suddenly big booms happened. Naturally, we got curious."
Your people are attacking. That's what's going on.
Seems highly unlikely.
Say they're not our people.
They're not our people. We're, we just happen to float like
What do you mean, your people?
Well, he says that to you, Castros, and you deny it. He says,
Well, none of this trouble happened before you showed up. You just happened to show up, and then all this happens? Yeah, it's a little too coincidental. You're coming with me.
he grabs you hard by the arm.
That's fine. As long as my party gets away. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I don't know. I don't know what Castro should do to alert the party members that they should probably split.
I'll leave you behind.
Well, I'm saying it would be better if you didn't get caught. We can regroup later. Just for now, it would be better if I get caught, like only me gets caught, and then you guys can regroup and we can find each other later. But at the moment, we want as little people captured as possible. It's just the fair thing. It's much easier to break me out of prison if you're not also in prison.
Not have you get caught in the first place.
True. One sec. It's been... Did that transport count as like a long rest? Like the transport to the city?
Short, I would say.
Nice. All right. uh, I'm totally considering having Castros just become a direwolf, howl at the top of his lungs as like an alert signal, and book it.
We don't even have to
Okay.
book it. You just head towards us.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Well, I
alright.
guess you could book it and then just kind of leave him be the diversion.
Exactly.
All right.
So that's what I'll do. I'll wild shape into a direwolf, howl to alert my party members, and run away and try to get the guards' attention so that they chase me instead.
Awesome. Okay. I love this. So, roll me a 1d20 real quick. Just tell me what you get.
That's an 18.
Oh, yes. You brilliantly shapeshift. The dude freaks out. The guard just loses it. Just like, what the hell? Yeah. Jumps back, and you cartoon slide and take off running down a hallway that goes basically like out due west from this chamber.
Alright, and I howled, so you guys should run. Oh wait, I just realized. In some instances for spells that take concentration, if they were cast before you were transformed and they're just concentration spells, you can still maintain them. So I'm just imagining a direwolf with flaming paws running down the corridors.
Oh god. The other way you could have done that is kind of like Hellboy, but the fireball between the ears.
Sonic dog. Very nice.
Nice. Alright, so I howled. What do you guys do?
Oh, we need answers. What do you think we should do, Alpha?
Well, I suppose we should go investigate.
Yeah, I mean, do we investigate by trying to talk to these merfolk at the screens, or do we just kind of head on out and try and figure it out on our own? I mean, still, larger picture, we still have to find the Theseus' sword, so we're going to need to kind of get some kind of a relationship with some of these people.
Hey, if you save them from the attack from our people, they might view you higher and they might want to help you out. But for now, they seem to want to capture us.
Just you.
Oh, but you are with me. They're gonna realize that you are also not supposed to be there.
I don't
I'm
know.
guessing the howl alerted you to where I was, and you saw me booking it with some guards on my tail. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Take that information as you will.
Oh, just for fun, I rolled for the guards. No, you scared the crap out of them. They're not chasing you.
Ah, wait, what? Ah, wait, that ruins my whole plan.
No, they rolled like a 3 and a 7 to pursue, so they basically were too frightened by witnessing your transformation and just basically let you go running down the hall, and we're like, no, we're not going after that.
It's a waste, but at least I'm not being taken away now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long hallway. You're clearing some ground, which is good. But before I resolve that any further, I want to see what everyone else is doing.
We're having a hard time deciding. So what do you think, Alpha?
Well, I suppose the most efficient way would be to simply ask people that are nearby. But is that not one of our friends who just ran off as a wolf?
I think he's trying to buy us some time. Yes, why don't you try and meander on over to those group of merfolk over there and ask them what's going on. Let's see what happens.
Oh, okay. Just wanders over and says, "Hello, good watery flesh bags. What is happening?"
Yeah. Ah! What the? Holy! What are you? Where did you come from?
We're there. Points towards the thing.
And he looks over and he
I do not see how this is relevant to your predicament.
because he'd been so focused on his computer, and then he goes up, he looks up and locks eyes with Dane and goes, "Ah! What the? Is that hair? Oh God!" And he's like, "What? Go away! I need to focus. Go away!" And he turns back to his computer, and you see him frantically start hitting stuff as there's like alarms going off, flashing lights on the screen.
Uh, Well, I guess they're not going to be very helpful. Seems like so. Let's all leave and follow Castros and go from there.
You're gonna walk past the guards I just distracted? Okay.
All right, so
Distracted.
I like this. All right, so first, Castros, you make it all the way down to the end of this hallway, which opens up into a pretty good sized room. There's a massive, like, looks like a ship that is punctured through, crashed through the back, and then, like, sealed itself into the room. There are 3 heavily armored merfolk that jumped out that have basically what looks like a staff with a glowing end on it, and they have them pointed down the corridor at you as you're running, but they obviously look confused and horrified at a wolf coming at them. Definitely nothing they expected.
Can I tell if there's any ways like through that room, or if that room's just a dead end where I would be forced to fight them?
There are corridors to the north and south.
Alright, let me just book it past them up the north corridor then.
So you go sliding in. Okay, make a dexterity check.
Okie dokie.
Actually, dexterity save. So whatever you have for that.
Well, it changes. For when you wild shape, strength, dexterity, and constitution is the same as the creature. Intelligence, wisdom, and charisma stays the same as if you were.
All right, so
yourself.
use wolf dex, I guess.
It's the same, anyways.
Oh, all right.
That's a 14.
You end up you try to make your turn hard, and you slide and you hit one of them in the legs, and the guy just does a total flip and lands down, and you're clawing and you catch another one by the foot and push off. He doesn't fall down, but the third one drops his staff down, and some kind of an energy blast comes out and hits the wall next to you as you disappear into the corridor.
Game of bowling. That was kind of fun. I might laugh in wolf form about it as I keep on running, and glance around me as I do.
All right, you do that, and everyone else then is coming running through the room at you. The 2 guards see you guys, and are like,
Hey, stop!
and they start running towards you. So they're at the extreme, like the north-south extremes of the room. You're running through it more or less in the middle, and they're running to catch you.
So are we at each other then?
Yes, you're all running at each other.
Oh. How heavy are these merfolk, do you think?
That's a good question. They're medium-sized. Let's see. Handbook says medium humanoid, so probably 180.
Well, unfortunately, I weigh about as much as they do, so.
I mean, these are the bigger ones. They're the guards, so.
Castros would help, but he doesn't know you're following him yet.
Yeah, I think Dane's just going to try and see if he can, kind of run into them and just knock them to the ground. He doesn't want to really hurt them, but he just kind of wants, get by them. So he's going to try and just lower his shoulder and kind of basically chop them off at the knees because he is shorter than they are.
Okay. So you adjust your cadence, your charge, and you go for it. So let's see. So I'm gonna do a. Oh, man, I don't want to just do a straight AC roll because you guys are both running, and I think it's funnier to have you try to do something against a running person to not use AC. So roll me a 1d20 plus dex to see if you trip him.
For the 1d20 plus strength.
Well, the problem is you're trying to be finesse, you're not just slamming.
All right. That's just a 14.
Well, that beats my 4, so I'm gonna say you successfully hit his leg and send that one flying. He trips and goes face down into the ground.
Okay. Cool.
Castros would come back and help, but he doesn't know you are following him yet.
Well, that's fine. We didn't know we were going to be following him, but this is a very chaotic situation, so
Oh yeah, for sure.
things are kind of descending. All right.
Like they always do.
So
Yeah.
you sweep that guy's leg out, and I'm assuming you keep running, but the other one's still coming at Gray and Alpha.
Well,
Ray can probably just try and dodge him.
yeah, probably. I'm gonna do a cool, like jump over him, like push his head down and just jump over him and keep running. Just be epic, gymnastics, kind of, but not really.
All right, that's totally. Oh man, athletics. So I'm
Athletics.
gonna definitely have to have you roll an athletics check for that one.
14.
You're successful. I'm not rolling well with these guys tonight. That was an 8. So yeah, he goes to jump at you. You leap up in the air and you play like leapfrog. Push his head down over the shoulders, and he stumbles.
This is just like guards.
Yeah, it really is. So you guys, all right, you guys make it to the hall. They're both prone behind you. There's all the chaos in the room, so no one's really paying attention to what's going on. As you get midway down, there's another series of explosions, and you're rocked side to side, which was good because as you are, one of those energy blasts cuts right through the middle of you and hits in the front of the room you just left. You see there's those 3 guys are now blocking the hall and staffs pointed down coming straight at you.
So they just basically kind of shot at us then?
One of them did. There was like a shot, and then the great rumbling happened, which kind of knocked you guys to the side and knocked them off balance at the same time. Now they're rebalanced and pointed at you again. And just for a side note, Castros, you have made it all the way around the corner and up through the hallway around the corner, and there's what looks like a merfolk wizard or something there, blasting ice out of their hands and holding back a wall of water and blocking the corridor ahead of you.
Go any further?
Yeah, you can't go further.
Well, time to
Turn around and head back?
Yep, turn around and go down the south corridor. Yeah.
You're just gonna...
Then I see my companions,
All right.
and I'm like, "What the heck?"
Okay, well, we'll hold that for after for just a moment. So before we see that scene, first, you guys are all facing off. What are the 3 of you gonna do?
Dane's first thought is he just got shot at, so he's going to shoot back. That would be his first thought. Should we roll for initiative?
Or how about we don't try to attack the people? Just a thought.
Oh, Ray, what are you going to do then?
I don't know, something other than killing them? I mean, they're only hostile towards us because they think we're hostile, and yeah, you're just gonna shoot at them. Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Confirm their doubts.
No, I think this is another faction. And we're caught in the crossfire. So, what are you going to do then?
If you guys want to attack, you can roll initiative. If you have some other solution, I'm all ears.
Then I don't think attacking them is the right thing to do.
I don't think it is.
Then what do you think it is?
I think it's the people that sent us to the city. I think it's them staging a coup. So...
But the people we're facing against right now are guards. I don't think they would be part of the coup.
No, honey. Different sides of the coin. I don't know, Alpha, what do you think?
Do you wish to fight? It seems like these people are very confused. Perhaps if we talk to them.
Dane's like, okay, so Dane's like, fine. And he calls to the 3 with the staffs. What are you guys up to? What's going on?
They all just kind of take a moment. Huh? They're confused. They expected, some type of other response, and they look at you, and then, oh, you guys, yeah, just get behind us. We know who you are. Come on, move.
Yeah, that really kind of confirms Dane's suspicions. So he continues around behind them. He's like, "What is going on?" Tries to talk to one of the guys.
It is the time of the cleansing.
What cleansing?
We must purge the unbelievers. Now go! And he turns and starts marching down the hall and firing into the room. And you see his blast contact the back of that guy that Alpha startled. You hear a Wilhelm scream.
Okay.
And then as you move around behind, you see Castros come flying through the room and down into the corridor to the south past you.
Did I notice them or did I not?
That's up to you. I just thought it was funny that you said that, and I hadn't had a chance to resolve it, so it just seemed appropriate that you reached the end of one tunnel and you just went running right through and just like blew past them as they were moving past those other guys.
I wasn't really expecting them to follow me, so I wouldn't exactly be looking for them.
Yeah, see, there you go. So you just blow right past, and
Yeah, I'll be like, wow, it's lucky that the guys who were here before aren't here anymore. Cool.
yep.
Just running right on through the south passageway.
All right. Well, luckily, we see Castros run by, so we decided to follow him.
Right on.
You see your wolf like charge in the other direction.
Oh, let's quick after that direwolf.
All right, so you guys follow him down. There's a turn in the corridor and then a T-junction. And Castros, which way do you run, since I'm assuming you're the one leading everyone?
Perception checks relating to hearing or smell. So could I just see like, I don't know, like which way seems to be more interesting?
Sure, roll investigate. Give me a direction and an investigation roll.
It's a T-junction going...
North-south.
North-south?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll sniff south first, or it's an investigation check?
Yes.
Oh, it's a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay, you're sniffing, you poke your ears up to the south, and you hear commotion, yelling. You smell there's blood on the air. There's all sorts of just a cacophony of sounds and screams and orders being shouted, and it sounds very populated down that way.
All right, what about north?
You
Make another check?
Yes, please.
That's Well, I have advantage on perception checks relating to hearing or smell, though. So do I roll again?
Yes, you
True. So you roll again. Yeah, take the higher.
And that's a 13 plus something or other.
It sounds relatively quiet compared to the other side, and you hear like two voices. You can smell, what would that be, like frozen petrichor, like that smell of ice coming down, rolling through the corridor from the north.
Why not? I'll run on down the south way.
Castros turns south.
Yes. All right. So Castros goes south. I'm assuming everyone else keeps following.
As long as we manage to keep him within sight.
Yeah, I run at 50 feet, so...
I mean, that's how fast Alpha moves.
How about you two, though?
Yeah, we're quite a bit slower.
Actually, Alpha moves faster than the now.
Yes, no, maybe?
He runs faster now.
Oh. Okay. So as long as we...
He's disappointed, like, oh, I'm no longer the fast one.
Only when I'm a direwolf, Alpha. Only when I'm a direwolf. Or an elk.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, like, Alpha's move speed right now is 55?
He is the fastest one, because you're just 50, aren't you?
Yeah.
So Alpha's still fastest.
Yay! the funny thing is, like, if he is by himself, he actually think can move at max speed with no penalty to stealth checks as well. It's really weird.
Yeah, monk.
Monks.
Monk.
Ugh.
But not that. It's that's part of his like construction. It's like a perk of his build.
Oh.
Useless, but yeah.
This is your benevolent GM, and this is an ad break. We have a book. Please visit Azentuary.com for Azentuary, the Saga of Erda. Basically, season 1 of our podcast. Learn all of the weird inside jokes. Get to read the adventure instead of listen to it. And solve the mystery that is Erda. Again, that's Azentuary.com, where you can order your copy today.
Okay. Cool.
Well, anyway, so, all right, you've got a panting, exhausted dwarf and elf behind trying to keep up as the construct and the wolf are just like cruising, like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, as you are running, barreling south through this corridor, you see first a window on your right that looks into another one of those control rooms with people frantically working away, trying to do whatever it is they're doing on their pedestals. You see all the flashes and stuff going off around those screens. And you continue, there's a doorway a little further down to your right, and then a corridor that goes off to the left.
The left.
So east.
Yeah. I'm gonna try right first then.
You're gonna go through the doorway.
Sure, just like poke my head in.
You are a wolf, and it has a knob.
Oh, never mind then. Let's go down the corridor.
All right. You take off down the corridor, running again, and I guess just stop me if you want to, but first there is a door on your right, and as you are starting to pass it, you can see a hallway to your left, and then a long corridor down to what looks like a room.
Hey, if the doors aren't open, then I can't go through them. You know, being a wolf and all.
True.
So, let's try just the hallway, I guess, like without the... Oh, well, if there's a hallway to a room, let's see if that room's open. Sure, why not? He'll run down there and just investigate the door. Seems it stuck out.
Well, so you're going down the hall, there's a door to the right, another little hallway to the left, and then the room straight ahead. So where are you headed?
Let's look at the room straight ahead and just see if it's open.
Yes, it is. You can see into it as you approach, because like I said, this is a pretty long hallway. You go in and you see two of those similarly dressed people like you saw before, the merfolk with their staffs and armor and everything. And they're shooting at a wall that looks like it was a door, but has now been like crystallized. And you can see through the shadows that there are two figures on the other side of it that looks like they're bracing it and trying to hold it up.
What's going on here, and I don't really care to unpack it at the moment. I can't exactly like walk up to them and ask, hey, how's it going? Like, so I guess I'll just back out of the room and go look somewhere else.
Okay.
I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? So there's another corridor down that hallway, right?
Yes, there is. You could also see from when you're in the room that there was an additional small hall going off on the other side.
Oh, in the room?
Yeah, from across the room from you, but you're backing away, so it's probably irrelevant.
Yeah, I'll just turn back and go down the corridor in the hallway I was just in.
Okay. You find that corridor, you find that it's short, and there's a door here with some writing on it.
Ooh. Can I tell what it is?
Yes, you can read. It says escape pod.
Keep that in mind. Make a mental note.
Do we catch up to her or him by this time?
By this time, going down and then back, yes.
Okay. All right.
So imagine Kasros reads it and is like, oh yeah, that'll come in handy, and then turns to go run in again and then crashes into you guys.
Pretty much.
Yep, right at that little crossroads. That's perfect.
Okay. All right. All right. Where do we go now?
He'll look at the party and just be like, what are you guys doing here? But like in wolf, so he'll be like, I don't know, he'll like growl.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, exactly. Little whine.
And just be like, what?
Hello, Danny.
All right.
He'll kind of glare like, are you kidding me? Like, I was doing all this scouting for you and it was in vain because you guys came anyways.
Well, we ran just in your direction.
You could have ran the other way.
Why?
No.
Exactly.
Anyways, if you're gonna talk to him at all, he just like gives you an accusatory growl. Also, you could probably explain the situation to him because he has no idea.
All right. Yeah, I guess. Well, do you kind of look at us like, what's going on, or?
Well, he's very like, what the heck, guys? Like, why are you following me? So it's like semi-questioning, semi-accusatory glare.
Okay.
He probably doesn't assume that you guys know more than he does.
Anyway, Dane is very confused and not really sure how to move forward in this situation.
Well, I don't know either.
Yes, I know. I guess we can. So we see the escape pod. We can go back down. We can try the nearest door right there, the one that opens off to the right. Since there's people with opposable thumbs now.
Oh, sure.
So yeah. So I guess Dane turns back and tries the door.
You try the door, you open it up, and you see that it's filled with stationery.
So an office supply closet.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Okay.
Because once you guys come back out, Castro will motion to the door he went in and like tap the ground with his paw twice to like indicate two people, like two armed people. I don't know. That's the only way he can do it.
But they weren't really. They were doing something with crystalline structure, right?
They were trying to break down a door with other people on the side of the door because the people on the other side of the door were holding the door open, but they were crystallizing the door.
All right. Well, I guess we go back into that room then.
All right, you make it down and you see what was described. The people on the outside are firing at what looks like a crystalline structure being reinforced from the other side.
Okay. So Dane is like, guys, what's going on here?
We have to bring down the shields. This is the way. Come, join us. You helped us get here. Please, hit it with your axe.
Promised to help out with some kind of weird coup attempt. What? You guys have to explain to me what is going on. Why are you attacking your own people?
These are not our people. They abandoned us. They left us to rot and die simply for not believing as they do. Now we are taking our city back.
Oh, good God. What do they believe, or what do you believe that they don't?
We believe in freedom. We believe in justice. We believe that we shouldn't be able to have to follow all their rules. That their government can't tell us what to do.
Curiosity, what is your leader's name?
Oh, good lord. Make me bring up the fantasy name generator again.
Stop trying to bring politics into it, Dad.
Oh, where are the merfolk? Oh, jeez. I'll just use this one. Holgun.
Ogon?
Holgun the Magnificent.
Alright.
Okay.
Wait, if they were so... Whatever. I'm just gonna be like, why are you attacking them, you separated from their city. You seem to be doing just fine on your own out in the country, so, like, why the need for attack? But I guess I don't have an opinion at the moment. I'm a wolf, so...
So Dane's gonna be like, yeah, we're not gonna help with this. This looks more like an internal conflict. All I know is you're kind of messing up our mission. Where is your leader right now?
On the command vessel,
And where is that?
raining down. He is above us, raining down the glorious fire to purge this area.
You realize you're going to destroy the city, and all you're going to inherit is a corpse.
Better that none exist than any that are so corrupt.
What about the Leviathan? What's the Leviathan doing?
We have him taken care of for the moment.
All right. Well, hold that thought. I need to confer with my comrades, and we need to figure out what we're going to do next. Carry on. And obviously, Castros being in Direwolf, you're not planning on shifting out of that anytime soon, are you?
Probably not.
Okay, so Castros isn't going to really be able to help.
Negotiate.
Not really, not negotiate.
No, he realizes this was about politics, and now this war is a lot less exciting.
Yeah. No, we still have our quest, but this is really a real danger to us trying to complete our quest down here.
Yeah. Oh.
This little petty war that they're involved in. So
we couldn't take advantage of the chaos and try to find documents of where Theseus' sword is. Go search around the castle while they're busy with this, and find info that we need.
Well, maybe. I mean, you're talking. We're in a big, huge city that we're unfamiliar with.
You got a dire wolf with perception checks on hearing and smell. He can probably sniff out a library. Just look for the smell of old books, see if they have any documents on where Theseus' sword is.
Do they even have books underwater? Or would it just...
Well, I mean, this is all dry and air, so. Okay, yeah, I mean, that sounds like as good a strategy as any. I mean, otherwise, we're going to have to pick a side and help one set of people that seem to be xenophobic and ignorant, or another set that seem like they're just big old jerks. So,
Castros just sees this as an opportunity now, like, oh, okay, so we're not on either side because it's a stupid political war, so I'm allowed to just barrel through anybody I want. Cool.
All right. Alpha, do you have any thoughts or anything on this?
Well, all other things is he doesn't understand why people are fighting for this. They say it's a difference in ideology, but it's not for Gond, so it seems real strange.
Okay. All right. Dane kind of sort of agrees that this is not our fight, so. All right. And Ray, I'm guessing you kind of agree too?
We should get a move on and do something productive. This ain't productive.
All right. So we'll just turn and we'll leave that room. Remember the escape pod. Let's go back down the corridor, around the corner, and hit that door that's east facing, I guess.
Well, it's from where you're at. It's basically straight ahead of you. So,
Okay.
So you rattle the handle and you find that it's locked.
Now, luckily, I have lock-picking tools. So,
All right.
yeah.
Watch as this miraculous dwarf rolls a nat 1 and fails.
Well, then I just hand the pick set off to you, and you were somewhat trained by what's-her-face, so.
Her name is Evelyn, and I haven't been in contact with her for years, but yeah, she did teach me a few things.
Okay, so there you go. So, Dane will try first and see what he gets for lock-picking. So, what would that be? Is that
Sleight of hand.
sleight of hand?
Yep.
Okay, so that's a 14.
You are successful.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Cool. So open up El Doro.
All right, you pop open that door, which is solid. It swings open, and you see to your right a series of looks like coat hooks and almost like little mini lockers, and then another door straight ahead of you.
So
Like it's a little antechamber, that you can come into.
okay, now let's open up that other door. Try the other door.
As you swing open the other door, you just hear people or voices yelling at each other. There's a total, as you look left and right, there's a total of 8 of those columns with screens all around flashing. You see shots being fired left and right. What looks like a great dome over the top of the city being hit with explosions, and you hear someone saying, "It's holding, but we're losing power."
Hear like they have any physical documents, or are all their information stored on those weird black mirrors?
It looks like all of the information that they have is coming from the mirrors, and the mirrors are controlled by the columns they stand in front of.
Which we don't know how to work.
Exactly.
Alright.
Well, ain't this just a fun situation we've got ourselves into?
Do you think they might have stone tablets with documents? I'm trying to think if all their information is stored, like, on the black mirrors, then if they lose power, then that means we can't access that information.
This is true.
So, we could wait for this to all be over and just come sneak back here and
You
restore
do-
power.
You do realize that in this armed conflict, the dome could get punctured, in which case this just becomes all underwater,
Oh, you're right.
where we're subject to crushing pressures and no air.
Well, then Castros will turn to a shark and just swim you guys all up to the surface. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't think we'd survive.
probably not. So it looks like we'll probably have to help the kingdom on this one. Even though I love the destruction of society.
Yeah, I don't know. So Dave's gonna try and, I mean, we're already in with the one side, but they seem to be dorks. The other side doesn't really trust us, and they're kind of distracted. I guess Dane can go up to one of them and say, what's going on? Is there some way we can help? What's happening here?
The person at that control is startled and, "What? No, you shouldn't be in here. Just leave me alone. I have to run this. Go away." And as you say that, you hear on the little comm unit next to them, "Help! Help! Emergency! We need more people to defend the..." And it goes blank. And you hear someone else, repeat, where are you? Where are you? And you hear, "Generator! Defend!" And it just cuts out completely. And the first person looks at you and says, "Well, we can't leave. Get down to the generator room. I think that's where it is. Straight down this hallway, hang a right."
Castros will run ahead, sniffing the way ahead.
Well, you run down and you go back into that room where there's those 2 guys that are attacking that crystalline wall, and they look like they are working their way through on one part, but on another part it's much thicker, so it almost is starting to look like a donut.
Okay.
Oh.
But their backs are turned to us, right?
Yes.
Cool. Castros bite attacks. Just immediately.
Sure. Advantage roll to beat AC, I guess.
Oh. First one's a no. That was a 2. +5 to hit.
Yeah, definitely not.
Gosh darn it! That's still a 9 to hit.
That does not hit. You come in, you do that, and the guy's like, "Huh? What? Oh, hey, you came back. Yeah, if you want to help, you don't need to get my attention. You can just help. Here, maybe go and claw at it or something. Our weapons are only doing so much. Maybe if we can blast you a hole in the middle, you can jump through.
Rumble and wait for his like party to do something. Well, he readies to bite at this guy's face.
All right. The other three of us, should we roll for initiative?
Sure.
Attack first.
All right. All right.
I mean, you guys have the advantage right now. You can just do something. They're not expecting anything.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, Dane is going to cast firebolt at one of them.
Okay, go for
All
it.
right. So that. Oh my god. That's a 12 to hit.
But we have advantage.
Oh, that's right. We have advantage. Oh, thank God. No, that's better. 18.
Oh, that hits.
Oh, sweet. So
Yeah, you have advantage because they're not paying attention to you at all.
that's good news. So where's my? No, that's not it. So then 2d10. 7 fire damage
Okay.
on one of them. Then, so that counts as an attack, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then he's gonna throw his javelin at that same guy.
Okay.
It's interfered with. Okay, so that is a that's a 22 to hit.
Jeez, that hits.
All right, cool. And that is still 6 plus 3. Ugh. So that's 4 damage.
Okay.
But I can will it to return and see if it drags him along.
Yes, you can. Are you doing that?
Yeah, sure. What do I have to roll for that?
Yes, but just to make sure you don't nat one.
Okay. That's a 10.
Yeah, you find it pulls him back to you, and he's just in shock. He's like, whoa.
Yep. Okay, cool. Used up my attacks for the turn. Ray, what are you gonna do?
Alrighty. Well, my best shot is Patriot arrows
Yeah.
that were close range. So yeah, I'll hit him with Patriot arrows.
Okay. So you just like pull it back and point right at his head and pull the trigger or release.
Well, there's 2 others that are still kind of across the room from her. She could aim at that.
Yeah, but they're on the other side of the wall, so
Was it
because there's the 2 guys in the room, you hit one of them.
2 guys in the room? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll shoot at the other one, like in the head.
Okay. All right, go for it.
21 to hit.
You hit, and it hits him in the head. Good called shot.
8.
Well, it's a little more than 8 because you hit him in the head with an arrow, and it buries in and basically like goes through his jaw, and he's just like, what the? And stops firing. So now neither of them are firing at that crystalline wall or doing anything to it.
The guy shot, is he still alive?
Oh, he's still alive. He's just, run through the jaw with an arrow.
Alrighty, well, last level up, I got an extra attack. So I'm gonna just, shove my short sword through his skull.
Oh, geez. All right.
22 to hit.
Must return arrow.
Yeah, you definitely hit. That's a good called shot right through the head again.
6 damage.
Okay. He's still technically, his heart's beating.
But he's out of commission.
He's severely injured. He's basically, he goes down. He's prone with, severe injuries.
Alrighty. Next turn, I'll curb stomp his head in. It'll be fine.
Okay, with that image, Alpha, do you want to do anything?
Our Alpha is just really confused why, everyone is just suddenly doing violence. So Alpha just walks up to them and said, like, how many are left?
There's one guy left that Dane summoned back to him.
I guess Alpha just kind of goes up to him and just shakes his head and gives him a punch to try to put him out of his misery.
It's like, I'm sorry.
What would it be? I go on advantage, or I don't know. It's like
Just regular hit. Just give him a... Yeah.
okay, 18 to hit,
You hit.
and that's 9 damage. Is he still seem conscious?
No.
Okay, because otherwise I just hit him again. But yeah.
No, you knocked him out. He goes down. Yeah, they're both down, and then just because they don't get turns, I'll just let Ray go ahead and do her little curb stomp.
Probably an unarmed attack, I would guess.
Alrighty. So do I just roll a d20 and see what I get?
Or what?
For curb stomping this guy's head in.
Oh God, I just assumed you were doing it. I didn't think we were gonna roll for it. Yeah, I guess roll to make sure you don't nat one and twist your ankle. I mean, go for it.
That's 4.
You didn't twist your ankle. You did it. It wasn't the cleanest, but you did it.
Oh God.
All right. Okay. Dane kind of shakes his head at that and like, all right, back to the control room. Let's see what else we can do.
Well, Alpha picks up their weapons to inspect them because he finds them fascinating.
We're not gonna check on the people in the generator room?
Well, that's because they're behind crystal. We can't get to them.
Not sure. Alright.
We're just removing the threat.
As you guys, so you're standing out there and you see this crystalline layer start to fill in the donut-y middle where, like, the donut hole is being filled since it's no longer being attacked regularly.
What does Alpha discover about the staff?
Roll an investigation.
Alright. Let's see here. Is this standard 1d20? I don't think there's any modifiers or anything to it.
You don't have any investigation modifiers?
Let me see. Oh, plus 0. He's just
no, you
intelligence.
don't.
Yeah. So, no. So, 4.
It is way beyond your understanding.
But he holds on to it anyway, because he finds it fascinating. It is deserving of further study.
Okay, sure.
Picked himself up a cool new weapon that may or may not be able to use. We head back to the control room and find that same guy.
Right, as you approach the control room, another group, much like the one that had crashed into that earlier room, makes its way down the hall and shakes the door handle and then backs up and gets ready to fire at the door.
Castros runs ahead and slams into them, trying to knock them off their feet.
All right. Actually, just give me a 1d20 really quick. I want to see something.
Oh God. Okay. It's a 9.
You successfully hit one of them. Like you run and you slide. The one of them gets his feet knocked out. The other one just kind of kicks his shoe, stumbles a little, and the third one is totally fine.
Okay.
And releases a blast that damages the door.
At least it wasn't all 3 of them, so I helped something.
Okay.
Yes.
Shall we roll for initiative then, guys?
Sure.
Well, you've already went.
Ah.
So it'd be just Alpha and Ray and myself.
Yep.
That's a 16 for Ray.
That's a 7 for Dane.
9 for Alpha.
9. All right. Looks like Ray gets to go first.
Oh, unless the guards rolled better.
The guards are actually right after Tasros. So yeah, so Ray, go ahead.
So these guards, are they for the coup or what?
Yeah, they're for the coup.
Alrighty. Okay, well, assuming I, yanked the Patriot arrow out of the last guy's head and I have both of my arrows again. Just gonna aim for one of their heads and just shoot right through it.
Okay.
12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Alrighty. Well, that's okay, because I got an extra attack. I'm just gonna load up the other Patriot arrow and try it again. That's a nat 20.
Yes, that definitely hits.
Should I roll again?
Oh yes.
17.
You pierce through it and he goes down.
Nice.
Nice. How many are left?
There are 2 more.
2 more? Okay.
One of them is prone.
Yeah, one of them is prone with me.
Ah.
But when it came to my turn, I was just gonna wrangle with him on the ground.
So, whose turn is it now?
That would be Alpha.
I think Alpha was lower.
Okay.
Didn't you?
Now, Alpha
guess
was
he just
9, Dane,
goes-
you were 7.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess he goes up to the one that is not knocked down and just says, "I'm sorry," and punches him in the face.
At least he's
Okay.
It's all right. That's a 17.
It hits.
All right. So that hits for 5 damage. I'm guessing he's still standing.
Yes.
And he says, "I'm sorry," and punches again for another 17. So, 5 more damage. I'm rolling one on my 1d6. And the third attack's a 22. I guess he's saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," and deals another 9 damage to the face.
Okay.
God.
He is severely beaten and bloody and woozy. He's not quite unconscious, but he's really close. He's like on the doorstep. He's dazed and confused. Not sure even what day it is, actually.
Awesome. So, Dane's turn then?
Yeah.
So, he's going to run up to the merfolk that is prone, and he's going to swing his axe at him.
Okay, so you get advantage.
Nice. Gonna need the advantage. Oh my god. So my best roll is a 10 to hit.
He rolls out of the way as your axe hits the floor.
Alright. Well, I have an extra attack, so I guess I'll roll again. Is that still with advantage? Is he still on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He just rolled. He didn't get up.
4. 11 was my best roll on that one.
He rolls back the other way, and you miss him a second time.
Okay. Now it's somebody else's turn then.
Castros.
Cool. So not only I have 2 advantages now. Advantage because this guy's prone, and advantage because Dane was within 5 feet of me.
Well, so you are also prone, so the first one's wiped off, so you just get 1 regular... Yeah, you have regular advantage against him now.
Okay, so it's just still advantage, but
Yeah.
I rolled the same number twice, and that is not going to hit because it was a 10.
Yeah, you roll over to try and take a bite, and the guy is just rolling back and forth across the ground, and you just can't seem to clamp on.
Jeez, this prone guy should be the easiest to hit, and yet.
Slippery little bugger.
Merfolk are covered in a layer of slime that allows them to move easily.
Right?
And
Mucus.
more important, avoid our attacks.
It's the power of the mucus. Okay, so the first one, who is not prone, he shall. Let's see.
Didn't Ray kind of kill one?
Ray killed one. One is dead. There's two more. One of them is not prone, and one is prone. So
Okay. Yeah.
the first one, because he's there, he just points down and blasts at Castros the wolf on the ground, which is a 15 to hit.
Barely hits.
Hits, okay. So that is, where's that? 12.
Okay.
Okay. And he gets, that was his, he did that. And as a bonus action, he spins and tries to hit Dane with the butt of his weapon and misses completely.
He tried to be cool but failed.
Yeah, totally failed. And then the guy on the ground uses up his movement to scramble to his feet. And then, let's see, who's closest? Dane would be closest. So he gets up and tries to take a shot at Dane, but he's slipping all over the place and misses. And comes back to hit his weapon. Guess if he misses Dane that bad and then falls back, he would land on Castros, which would make it a 19 to hit. Yeah.
Yeah, that would hit.
So I need this, and that is 11 damage.
Lord, Castros is getting beat up.
Somewhat by chance, which is kind of funny. And it is Ray's turn.
Alright. Oh. Okay. So one is dead. One just okay.
So you got two up now. One is probably severely beaten by Alpha,
Yeah, he's barely hanging on.
but he did manage to do an attack. So, and then you got one that's actually in fairly good shape because he's a slippery little sucker.
Alrighty, I'll go over to the one that Alpha has beaten up a bit, and I'll just go over and stab him through the chest.
Okay.
That's 10 to hit.
That you do not pierce the armor.
Alrighty. Well, I got an extra attack now, so I'm gonna try it again. That was even worse. That's a 6 to hit.
You're just there. Dink, dink.
We are rolling so poorly.
Gosh darn it.
You'd think we would actually have, as much of a chance to roll above 10 as we do below 10, but my goodness, we are definitely doing the single digits way too much.
Well, statistically, yeah, you should. Well, Alpha?
Guess going to just keep punching the poor guy until he's out of the fight.
Okay.
17 again.
You hit.
Alright, that's another 10 damage this time. From rolling a 1 to 6.
You hit him and his face kind of collapses inward.
Alright, is there anyone else? I guess there's still the one who just attacked Dane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who has no damage.
Alright. Spin around, and this one's bad. This is an 8, so I missed that one. Get a bonus attack because it's unarmed, and get a 17 again.
Nice.
Finally, someone hits him.
That's another 10 damage.
All right. Okay, it is Dane's go.
Okay. Is this guy on top of Castro still?
No,
like,
not
right on-
really. He just kind of shuffled back, so you're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll try swinging at him with my axe again.
Okay,
Oh, well, there you go. That's a nat 20.
nice.
Fine. All right. Roll again. And that's a 15.
Nope.
Do
So
I
it's
add?
just your regular nat 20 then. So your damage roll twice and then add your bonus.
Okay, so damage roll twice.
Yep.
All right, 1d8. 7 plus 5 is 12 damage.
Nice hit. And that you bury your axe into him and he goes down.
Perfect.
Alright. Castros has done absolutely nothing this episode except run around.
You only knocked the guy prone.
Oh yeah.
And then you still couldn't hit him.
Yeah, and then I still couldn't hit him.
Well, we all seem to go in cycles here. All right, well, I guess we try and go back into the control room then.
Okay. We'll just say that you already know how to pick it, so you're able to do that. And you get inside. You walk over and you catch the sight of that one guy. He's like, "Oh, you're here. What are you doing here? We're kind of in the middle of something."
Yeah, generator room is clear. We took care of 3 more guys that were trying to break into here. So we are actually helping you out. Some other hotspot you need us to take care of for you?
He says, "1 minute. Hold on." And he puts his head up to or puts his finger up like he's listening to something. And then he says, "We're losing attitude control. There's too many places that are falling. We're losing communications. I'm trying to hold this section together. Give me a minute." And he says that he basically just goes on about deflecting people, and they seem to be holding off this invasion, and things seem to be going okay for them. And then, perfect. He says, "You should just get out of here. Get out of here as quickly as possible. Look, you guys helped us, and I appreciate that, but with all of this going on, you need to leave."
Information.
Well, we need to find where Theseus's sword is.
And he whips his head over, and he says, "That's what you're here for? You... Oh, you can't have it, you know?" He goes back to what he's doing. He's still in an emergency situation, so he's doing everything that he can.
Okay. So Dane tries to ask him again, why can't we have that? Are you guys using this as your power source for this city?
What power source? No. The sword is a superconductor of sorts. It allows us to operate certain defensive technologies.
Okay. So the sword is tied into the defense of your city?
Yes, we need it for just at least a little while longer. We have to stop this invasion.
Okay. Well, how can we help stop this invasion? Is there some way? Can we turn the Leviathan loose to attack the command ship that seems to be bombarded?
For some reason, he has been compromised. We can't seem to wake him up. Maybe if you have some way that we can shock him or startle him, we can get him to help defend us.
Go find him. You can do this.
Okay.
Do you know where he is? Well, actually, I can't ask questions.
Well, point us in the right direction. I'm guessing he's in the ocean.
Yes, so if you can create some type of shockwave or something that can awaken him, then he can help us.
I understand.
Do we need to use the escape pod then to go to where the Leviathan is?
Well, if you get in the escape pod, it should launch you straight to the surface. I don't know how that would help us.
Not the escape pod.
How far away from oh, I can't ask questions. How far away from the city is he?
I imagine the Leviathan is around the city. Is there a craft that can take us to the Leviathan?
Well, we have all sorts of watercraft, but most of us just swim. And I don't think, and you see him beep boop on his little tablet thing. He goes, all the corridors are blocked. We can't actually get to any of the bays right now. There's a water lock available down at the far end of the hall, but that's it.
But that would dump us directly out of the ocean, right?
Correct.
Well, Testos could.
We have that craft that crashed into the wall kind of over by the other control room. Maybe
No,
we can
sure.
take that over.
He could. Or Castros could swim out there. He has Thunder Wave that he could use, but that's not exactly electric, it's thunder. But it could still make like a ripple throughout the water, probably,
Can
because
you
sound.
do another wild shape?
Yes, I have two.
All right, well, we're going to go to the water lock, and we'll let you know how it turns out.
Okay, I'll be watching. And he goes back to what he's doing, looking carefully at his screen.
Okay. So let us head to the water lock. I think only Castros is going to go through it, though.
Except, I'll have to become a tiefling again in order to cast it, but that'll be all my wild shapes used up, and then I'll be pretty much out in the ocean just myself.
Well, you're not going to survive then.
Oh.
Well, we can go back to that room and try and take over the craft that crashed through the wall.
Let's try to do that.
All right, I think we're going to try and do that instead.
Okay.
Castros can't shift back to himself and then shift into a fish form
Again.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, because you
So-
can't cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't cast in wild shape unless it's already been cast before I turned.
Mm.
One day.
Interesting.
I'll be a high enough level, and I believe, like, at, like, level 20 or something, I can cast, like, all spells in wild shape.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got ways to go before then, so.
Yeah, by the time we hit those, Alpha and Castros are going to be crazy.
Yeah, there's a common fear among a lot of GMs about running high level characters, like basically because level 20 characters are able to just rewrite the whole world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there are some things that high level characters can do that are just absurd.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but that's where you then you have them go up against gods and princes of hell and stuff like that.
That'd be fun.
True.
I think once I reach, like, level 16, I, like, slow my aging, so, like, every 10 years, I only age 1 year.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll be young forever.
Hey, you can hang out with Ray forever since, she's an elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna be
Best
really excited.
friends forever,
I
right?
am not gonna be excited about that.
Okay.
All right, so
Let's try to take over that ship.
yeah, we're gonna go back to the ship.
All right.
Crash through the wall.
So you get down to that ship and you see that it's definitely come through. It's basically like sealed itself in. If you look down that corridor that to the east, you see that the room is just smoky and it looks like everyone's dead. The shock troops that were there are gone, probably down some of the surrounding hallways.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can hop in that ship.
Right on. Yes, you can. There is an open door that looks like it'll allow you to crawl into the cockpit. It's not the largest, but you can fit.
Can fit.
Well, I guess is everyone trying to squeeze in?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it brought 3 merfolk in, didn't it?
It did,
At least.
but there's 4 of you.
True. Well, Castros at least needs to go.
So is it all just cockpit and engine then?
Basically, yeah. Think of it like a MiG.
One of us could stay behind and help out here at least. Or we could
So-
split up 2 and 2.
Here's a question. Once we detach or break the ship free from where it's crashed into, are we going to end up flooding the chamber?
Who knows?
See, that's kind of an issue. We're underwater.
You have Ray of Frost. If you stay behind and freeze it as we leave, then you can freeze it off and not let it flood.
Good point.
I can try. I'm not sure if that's powerful enough. But okay. I guess I can try.
Okay.
If you make a long enough series of skill checks, you can accomplish anything.
True.
Oh God, you're asking me to actually roll well many times?
Yes.
That's insane.
So Castros at least needs to be on the ship because he has Thunder Wave that can make like a.
Okay. All right.
So does anyone want to go with him, or is he just gonna?
I would
Go out
assume
alone.
that Ray should go with, just because, not able to breathe underwater. Well, can we breathe underwater now?
Well, you
They
were
did
given
something to
that.
it. Is that still?
Why?
I think. Let's say yes, you still can because we'll say at least that should be a 24-hour spell.
Ah.
Okay.
So if we wanted to, I could just swim out there anyways. We don't need it.
Well, then you do have the whole pressure issue.
Yeah.
True. All right, let's go on the ship. I was thinking taking. Oh, do we know how to drive this thing? Is the thing.
All right, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
Just make an intelligence check.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I believe almost anyone could figure it out. Make a good roll. I mean, obviously not Ray, but
That's why I was considering bringing Alpha because Alpha probably knows more about technology than I do.
Try and squeeze Alpha in.
Try and squeeze Alpha and a Tiefling in.
okay, yeah, I'll give Alpha an advantage on that.
Cool, Alpha. You want to come with me out into the sea?
Oh, this should be very interesting. So yeah, he just kind of shuffles, nudges his way, trying to settle himself inside.
Okay, so we got Alpha in the pilot seat. I guess Dane and Castros, and then Ray's staying behind, or is Ray gonna try and smash in there too?
Dane has to stay behind to possibly.
To do the freezing.
Yeah. I think we could probably Ray and Dane stay behind and Castros and Alpha go. Sounds good enough.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So first, Alpha. Let's do a. Let's see. Yeah, intelligence saving throw, I guess. Or is it with? Would it be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
18.
18. Yeah, you sit down and you're like, oh, this craft speaks to me. I am one with its mechanicalness.
The ship and I are one.
Cool.
Yeah, you feel it nipping at you, almost like Moira.
All right.
For the one person that'll get that. Anyway. Yeah, and it fires up, and you start sliding backwards.
We shall meet again.
So it starts sliding backwards, and then what happens?
The water starts dripping in.
Is it dripping in, or is it gushing?
Well, you know how it starts. It starts with like a drip, and then a drizzle, and then a gush, and then a flood. So
Because it's not all the way out yet.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it starts to turn into, I guess, a gush. Then Dane's going to cast Ray of Frost at it.
okay,
And that is 18.
that's great.
to roll damage or something, or
No, let's just go with that. Is Ray doing any rolling for anything?
I mean, I can't really do much in this situation unless some other guys from the coup come up and try to attack us again.
Okay, so you're just doing that. So I guess Dane, give me 2 more rolls
okay.
and just tell me what you get.
Ugh. Second roll was a 14.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
You gotta reroll because of the boon.
Oh, thank God. Last one was a nat 1, but I get a reroll because of the.
Yeah, thankfully Ray's with you. Hey, Ray saved the day.
And that's another 14.
Then you're good.
Oh, thank God.
Good thing Ray stayed behind. If Ray went, then you would have been dead, but good job.
Yeah.
See, I was the genius master planner here.
And I wouldn't have gone with you guys even if you asked me to.
Okay, so I successfully plugged the hole.
Yes, so there is a nice little ice wall there that you were able to slowly close up as the craft backed off and made its graceful turn and took off out into the dark waters.
Time to find a Leviathan.
Yep, time to find the Leviathan. And that is a perfect place, I think, to end. Because, yeah, it's like the best setup I could imagine.
Yeah,
Sure, that's for sure.
it is good.
This has been an Azentuary LLC production. Find us online at azentuary.com for character bios, merchandise, Patreon, and more. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, okay. Just crazy stuff, man.